Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am AHK, your study buddy behind the mask. Today we are going to solve a problem that combines both chapters, surface area and volumes as well as the chapter triangles. So without any delay, let's jump right in. So here's the question. The radius of a cone is root 2 times the height of the cone. A cube of maximum possible volume is cut from this cone. What is the ratio of the volume of the cone to the volume of the cube? Now let's view a 3D model which I had constructed for this thing. Yeah, it's right here. Here, as you can see, the green cube is carved out of this red cone. As you can see, this is the largest possible volume which can fit inside the cone, as per given in the question. Now let's view it from a different angle. Viewing it from this top, we can see that the four vertices of cube touching the surfaces of a cone forms a circle, as I had marked it with a purple circle here. Now let's draw it in a 2D format. Yeah, like this is the cone. Now constructing the height of the cone. Let me draw it neatly. Now constructing the altitude of the cone. Now fitting in the cube. Now drawing the purple circle which I denoted in the 3-dimensional figure. Now taking that part alone separately. Here's the circle and the square fit inside the circle. You should touch all the four corners. Just like this. I am taking the side value of the cube to be x. And as you can see in this figure, the diagonal of this square is the diameter of the circle covering the square. So by Pythagoras, let me find the diameter of this circle. Now it's important to denote the diameter in terms of x for simpler calculation and avoiding many variables. Now we find the diameter to be x root 2 units. I'm writing it right here. Now finding the radius of this circle in terms of x. Therefore, the radius of this circle is nothing but diameter by 2. The value of diameter is x root 2. So the radius is equal to x root 2 by 2. I'm denoting the radius of this circle in small r or lowercase r. X root 2 by 2. Now moving towards the cone. Here we can see a triangle taking shape. Let me mark the triangle in red color. This is the triangle. And parallel to the base is the radius of the small circle which we took here. Constructing it separately, we are getting this triangle and a line segment parallel to its base. Let me name the triangle Here BC is parallel to DE as they are just the extension and are part of the opposite sides of the cube, and the opposite sides of a cube are always parallel to each other. Therefore, the parts of the opposite sides of a cube are also parallel to one another. Now, in triangle ABC and triangle ADE, we can find that angle BAC is equal to angle BAE because the both triangles share this common angle. And we can find another equality here as angle ABC is equal to angle ADE. As BC is parallel to DE, taking AD as the transversal, we can get this corresponding angles to be equal. I'm talking about these two angles right here. Now, AB by AD, the sides AB by AD is equal to BC by DE. We can conclude this as triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE through AA similarity criterion. Hence, we can prove that AB by AD is equal to BC by DE as they are corresponding sides of similar triangles. Now let's find the value of AB, AD, BC and DE. As we know, AD is the height of this triangle and BD is just the height of the cube. And as BD is the height of the cube and height is equal to the side of a cube, BD can be represented as x as we took the side value to be x. Yeah, that's the reason. Now we know that AB is equal to AD minus BD by the figure, and we know that AD is equal to h and BD is nothing but x, which is the height of the cube. And since AD is equal to h, we are just substituting it in the previous equation. Now we found the value of BC, and BC is just the radius of the circle which we found already. And the value of this is just x root 2 by 2, as you can see right here. Now finding DE. DE is nothing but the radius of the cone. I'm denoting this with the capital L. And here it's given that the radius of this cone is root 2 times the height of the same cone. So let me represent it through an equation here. R is equal to root 2 h. Now substituting these four equations in the previous equation which we found due to similarity. subbing these things into this equation. Now just taking and writing the values, h minus x divided by h would be equal to, now bc by de, right? Therefore, x root 2 by 2 by r, which I am writing at x root 2 by 2r. Now just substituting this value of r in this equation, we are getting the same in the LHS, while in the RHS it's x root 2 by 2 root 2 times of h. Now root 2 and root 2 gets cancelled and h, sorry it's h. Yeah, h and h gets cancelled. Now through cross multiplication we are getting 2h minus 2x is equal to x. Now segregating the variables, we are getting 2 times of the height is equal to 3 times of the side of the cube. Now in the question, it's asking for the ratio between the volume of the cone and the volume of the cube. Therefore, the required answer would be volume of the cone divided by volume of the cube. Now just substituting the formulas, the volume of the cube is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h, pi r square h. And the volume of the cube is nothing but x cube. Now the value of the value of r which we took here, I'm just going to substitute the value of r in this equation. We would be getting 1 by 3 times of 2h square times of h divided by x cube. Now it's 1 by 3 times of 2h cube divided by x cube. And in this equation, let's take x in one side and push the others in the other side of the equal to symbol. We are getting x is equal to 2h by 3. Let's substitute this in the equation which we found right here. So substituting x, we are getting 1 by 3 pi. I guess I forgot to write pi here. Yeah. Let me put it in. Now 1 by 3 times of pi times of 2h cube divided by the value of x which we found right here. It's x cube, so 2 cube is equal to 8 times of h cube divided by 3 cube is 27. Now cancelling the h cube, cancelling 2 and 8, and just simplifying the equation, we would be getting the answer as 9 pi by 4. We can simply leave this as the answer. Therefore, the required ratio is nothing but 9 pi is to 4. If you want to simplify this equation by substituting the value of pi, it's left to you. I'm doing it right here. Let me make it neat. 9 times of 22 by 4 times of 7. Simplifying the equation, we would be getting nothing more than 99 by 14, which we can be represented as 99 is to 14, which is the required ratio. And hence we found the answer. Hence, with this is me AHK, the study buddy behind the mask, signing off. Thank you. Have a nice day.